Damn, Michael. Yo, what's good, chat? How y'all feeling today? I'm feeling blessed. Back with more of me playing GT 5 online. Gonna be doing plenty of heist prep solo. Yeah, me and my homie Angel watching WWE. I didn't finish the whole thing. I'm like halfway finished. I'll possibly watch it like later today or whatever. But yeah, apparently Angel fell asleep on the call, so I'm like, damn. So you know what that means, chat. Apparently I gotta drive this car this whole time. So I could just head towards here. I mean, it's very near, so. But anyway, chat, as I specifically mentioned within my recent live streams, as I'm going to specifically mention within this current live stream, and as I would obviously mention within my future live streams, is that full maximum or max mental maturity and full maximum or max mental strength 7 plus, the brain is fully formed and fully developed after birth, and despite the age requirement laws being temporarily, which I'll get to that part afterwards. Another thing I specifically mentioned with some of my recent live streams, what I'm gonna specifically mention was in this current live stream, and what I'm gonna obviously mention with some of my future live streams, obviously, is that I am physically young, obviously. I'm meant to be physically young, obviously. I'm chronologically 20 and a half, gonna be chronologically 21 in exactly like 1 more month on exactly January 11th of 2026. Pretty much. And this is the Great Flood, aka the ocean. Which drink you would typically be 11 plus or 12 plus, obviously, chat. But you know what I'm specifically referring to. And I'm mentally wise, meaning like I'm more mentally wiser. Park it here, chat. But yeah, chat. And yeah, I'm more mentally wise, meaning like I'm more mentally wiser than all the specific individuals I specifically mentioned that I've outsmarted. That I specifically mentioned within my recent live streams, and who I could possibly mention within this current live stream, and who I could obviously mention within my future live streams, obviously, like over, so it's also, so. And another thing that I typically mention that I specifically mentioned within my recent live streams, that I'm going to specifically mention within this current live stream, and what I'm going to obviously mention within my future live streams, obviously, is that I'm not necessarily a dumbass. Excuse me. What up, chat? I'm gonna head towards the submarine, chat. Apparently, it's like from this distance, as you can notice. So I'm gonna apparently have to swim there. Yeah, apparently I gotta head all the way towards their chat. Hmm? When? Yeah. Anyway, chat, my bad. They were in the living room, so that's why I didn't mention anything. But anyway, chat. Again, chat. Yo, what's good, Jesse? How you feeling, brother, bro? Anyway, chat. Again, chat. As I specifically mentioned within my recent live streams, as I'm gonna specifically mention within this current live stream. Excuse me, chat. And as I'm gonna obviously mention within my future live streams, obviously, is that I'm not necessarily an asshole. I'm not necessarily a dumbass. And I'm pretty much a smartass. Like, I am the smartass. Like, overall, so. So, anyway, yeah, without further ado, let's get straight to the shit. Like overall, so. But when she was mentioning me if I'm gonna have to bed, I'm gonna be like, I just mentioned yeah, but it's definitely not gonna be soon. It's gonna be like later tonight. Like that's the whole point why I want to move out next year. Because I feel like if I have kids, I wouldn't even care. Plus, none of us will be asleep because none of us will never get tired. Well, I never get tired, but I sleep to dream because my head would hurt because of my traumatic situation, like overall, so simply because of my stress and anxiety, specifically associated with my traumatic situation, like overall, so. So anyway, excuse me. But anyway, chat. As I was gonna, as I was gonna specifically mention earlier, chat, that I specifically mentioned within my recent live streams, that I'm gonna specifically mention within this current live stream, and what I'm gonna obviously mention within my future live streams. Like overall, like, well, obviously, chat. Like overall, so. So yeah, for 7+ chat, I specifically mentioned before that, sex is for pleasure, just no sexual rape and no sexual exploitation. Marriage, wedding, dating, going on a date, making out, strip clubs, nightclubs, gambling like at a casino, online gambling like DraftKings, BetMGM. That one online gambling that I'm overall thinking of, like what shows whenever there's like an NFL game and you make like a bet or whatever. Anyway, and like lottery tickets. Self-driving, smaller weapons, or just certain weapons specifically, and obviously self-drivable vehicles. For 11+ and 12+ typically would be drinking, pregnancy, driving, like where you have to operate the steering wheel, getting a job, having bigger weapons, moving out. Did I mention getting a job? Pretty sure I did. Yeah, moving out. Obviously getting a job. Drinking energy drink, drinking coffee. And I'm gonna legalize that coffee should be for those 11+ and 12+, or 12+, excuse me, especially for energy drinks. Because it does specifically mention not suitable for children, like those who are temporarily physically a kid/child within their mortal body. But for some can be 8, 9, and 10+, but a 10+ is a preteen. But it says not recommended for children, meaning those who are temporarily physically a kid/child/children within their mortal body. But I feel like those who are under 8, for example, pretty much, because some for 8 or 9+, or excuse me, but some for 8 and 9-year-olds can have it, but it typically depends, like overall, so. And another thing I have to specifically mention as well, that I specifically mentioned within my recent live streams, that I would specifically mention within this current live stream, and that I would obviously mention within my future live streams, obviously, like overall, so. And yeah, chat, the whole point I'm heading towards here because I don't want to like head towards any of this area because it's gonna be very far away to head towards the submarine, and I don't want to constantly swim. So I figure I can consider getting a jet ski. Oh yeah, jet ski is for 11+ or 12+, just FYI. Because when I was watching Cheaper by the Dozen 2, the voice actress, or not voice actress, the actress of Sarah, she drove one of these, but it was in private property. But you would overall need like a boating license, so I would make that a thing. Never had a jet ski, so. But if you get into a jet ski accident, it's less risky. It's just if you hit a boat, it can blow up. So that's like why people are afraid if you have it. But anyway, so as I was overall mentioning. No, what am I doing? Okay, so I'm gonna take the red one. I'm gonna consider taking it. Represents the blood of God Almighty Jesus Christ, so I love it. So yeah, wherever you're at, that's where it spawns at. But anyway, so you already know that full maximum or max mental maturity and full maximum or max mental strength 7 plus. The brain is fully formed and fully developed after birth, and despite the age requirement laws being temporary, which I would potentially choose like perfect ages, pretty much age limits and not requirements. Like overall, so pretty much some people think, and they still believe in this myth and assumption to this day. Some people, not majority of the people, some people, or it could be majority of the people, they would think that full maximum. Oh, hold on, let me enter this. But yeah, they would think that full maximum or max mental maturity and full maximum or max mental strength is 17 plus, 18 plus, or 21 plus. And I'm like, why does people think that?
Now, let's make some plans. Goodbye. Hey, over here.
Hold on, let me head towards
Welcome
something
back
else.
from vacation. Let's take a look at what you find on this planning array.
I'm gonna head a bit far away from him. Could reduce his like vocal transmission. What's this? Oh. Anyway, I'm gonna just remain here. Like, I'm gonna stand here, and then if I'm like I can move around here. So anyway, like majority of people still think to this day that full maximum or max mental maturity and full maximum or max mental strength is 17 plus, 18 plus, or 21 plus. And I'm like, why would people still think that? I feel like it's just a myth, an assumption made by the US government and certain countries' government, which is just which is just very arrogant, That's what I overall know. Whereas majority of people as well would think, like some of the majority of humanity would as well think that full maximum or max mental maturity and full maximum or max mental strength and where the brain is fully formed and fully developed is 25 plus, 30 plus, or 35 plus. And I'm like, why do some of the majority of humanity or people think that full maximum or max mental maturity and full maximum or max mental strength and where the brain is fully formed and fully developed 25 plus, 30 plus, or 35 plus? Like, that is as well a myth and assumption as well. Made by the US psychologists and neuroscientists and certain countries' psychologists and neuroscientists. And everything I specifically mentioned in terms of this shit is what I specifically mentioned within my recent live streams, what I just specifically mentioned within this current live stream, and what I would obviously mention within my future live streams, obviously, like overall, so the facts are, which is what I specifically mentioned within my recent live streams, what I would obviously mention within this current live stream, and what I would obviously mention within my future live streams, obviously, like overall, so the facts is full maximum or max mental maturity and full maximum or max mental strength 7 plus. The brain is fully formed and fully developed after birth. Physically, the brain itself, but mentally it's fully formed as well. Pretty much plenty of the neurons, especially prefrontal cortex, which is the prefrontal cortex or frontal lobe, which they're synonyms, so they mean exactly the same. just different ways you would mention it, which is one of the neurons, the prefrontal cortex slash frontal lobe. Like they're fully formed, or just like the mentality itself within the brain, which the brain itself is fully formed, fully developed after birth, but mentally it's not fully developed until like 7 plus. Pretty much you have to wait like 7 years later after birth, which is pretty much like 7 plus. Pretty much from 7 years old, from 7 years old and pretty much beyond that point. Chat. Pretty much just beyond that, chat. Which is pretty much like 7 plus for both the boys slash men slash guys slash males and girls slash women slash ladies slash females. For 7 plus overall, like overall, So anyway, chat. Yeah. Without further ado, though, chat. Let's get straight to this shit. Like overall, Like overall, which is one of the neurons, the prefrontal. So anyway, chat. Yeah. Without further ado, though. Pretty much just beyond that, chat. And pretty much beyond that point, which is pretty much like 7 plus. Pretty much from 7 years old, from 7 years old and pretty much beyond that point, chat. Pretty much just beyond that, chat. Which is pretty much like 7 plus for both the boys slash men, so. But anyway, chat. So yeah, that's just something I want to mention. Typically, when I'm playing with my homie Andrew, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily mention it, or I wouldn't necessarily do my intro. I mean, sometimes I just don't necessarily, and you all would understand, like overall, so. So anyway, let me head towards him. Yeah, because this guy, then, he would just constantly chat, and y'all want to hear what I'm mentioning without him constantly chatting, because I can't, control him really, so. Quick, curious, where do I head towards? Excuse me. I definitely know for sure you gotta head towards here. But yeah, imagine having a submarine. I'm pretty sure it would possibly be like 11 plus or 12 plus, right? I'm pretty sure. Just because of the majority of what you have to control and shit, operate, so. Where the fuck do I head towards? Wait, hold on. So you got purchased from those websites specifically.
Say hello to the sunshine for me. It has been a long time. You'll not go all the way for nothing. Let's look
Actually,
around on the island.
it is 11 plus or 12 plus because a submarine would involve something that's physical and not necessarily just mentally. So, and you're quite curious, how would my guy know exactly what to head towards? You just look on the map. Well, hold on, I can't drive because simply because of this shit.
No fucking screens.
Can I have access?
Bye. Come, let's make some plans.
So by the time I get finished with playing this shit, Angel's gonna be like, wow, you got finished. And I'm like, damn right. I didn't deliver them? Unless I have to consider doing, like, that shit again.
Sure, it is nothing.
And I gotta, like, head towards the shore. I'm looking forward.
Okay, you want to make a dent in Mr. Rubio's front door? Based on reconnaissance images, regular explosives will not work. We need high-density demolition charge.
Demolition, okay.
Last supply in San Andreas was recently emptied by one of your American redneck gangs. Who knows what they are planning, but I suggest we go and liberate their stock before they try to smoke it or something.
For sure. I hate the Great Flood, aka the ocean. Not even in real life. I don't even like it. I mean, it's water, but, like, it's the Great Flood, aka the ocean. It's temporarily, so. Why does my guy wear that thing? Like, whenever, like, you know. Take it easy, Pavel. I mean, who knows? Damn. That far? And then afterwards, chat, I'm gonna consider playing The Last of Us Part 2. I mean, I'll see. I'm hoping to complete this. I'm hoping to. Might as well. Hold on, someone call me. Why is my... Shit like that. But all of a sudden my thing was backtracking or whatever. But yeah, my character is unfortunately a adolescent, like temporarily, physically an adolescent, wasn't his mortal body. Pretty much a prime adolescent. Pretty sure what my guy is. Or a teenager is what my online character is. Well, possibly a prime adolescent, but he looks like a teenager because he looks 16. But I'm hoping in GTA 6 Online, we can have like younger online characters. and NPCs. Like those who are temporarily physically a kid. Like temporarily physically a kid slash child slash children within a mortal body. Especially like those who are temporarily physically an adolescent within their mortal body. Like a preteen, teenager, and prime. Which obviously beyond that. Prime adolescent pretty much. But yeah, and obviously beyond that. You know, beyond that. Like overall, Like overall. So. Like when I'm in my 30s, I would be like a middle-aged adolescent, but I would still look like I'm 16 or 13. It's just how long I've lived for, like overall, so. Would I enjoy my 30s? I'm hoping so. It's just more of how you look and like if you look young and feel young, like overall, so. Like within your mortal body, pretty much. Unfortunately, within your mortal body, but it's all good. Like overall, so. Why does the yellow waypoint look so big as fuck and not small? God damn. For real, looks like mustard on the map, or like cheese, like mac and cheese, just drizzled this all over this whole map, like drizzled all the way from here, all the way to here. But it's obviously not on the road. That'll be fucked up. But that's just what it looks like on the mini map. Like overall, so. Wait, they gotta make the GT6 NPCs like greater. But just so you know, the NPCs I'll be driving will be 11 plus or 12 plus. But like roaming around would be just any younger NPC. When I mean any younger NPC, they'll possibly allow like 5 plus NPCs. Actually no, 7 plus because of the game itself. Just so people wouldn't witness people harming early childhood individuals. Because 5 and 6 is considered early childhood. Right? Actually, no. They just don't want to. That's like younger individuals. Just very younger. Like overall, so like those temporarily, physically, a kids slash child slash children within their mortal body, like overall, so. Yeah, who knows what I gotta like steal? Pretty sure I gotta steal it again. Apparently. They just gotta for real drive fast too. GT6 NPCs will be greater though. So, but yeah, you would know that it's 11 plus or 12 plus because when they get out, you would know, like how younger they are. Like overall, so. If it's not for GT6 to have younger NPCs and younger online characters, then GT7 will be the one. Or who knows? Possibly GT6 Online could have young characters if they add that feature. If not, then I'm gonna have to add it if I'm the CEO, chairman, and president of Rockstar Games, to add younger online characters. But they're all gonna be like temporarily, physically, an adolescent within a mortal body, pretty much from preteen to prime and beyond that. But like the NPCs, if they don't add that, that'll be for GT7. But I'm hoping they can add anybody but it's gonna be like 7 plus NPCs. But for the online characters, it's gonna be 11 plus or 12 plus because like just that they'll use weapons. For NPCs in the game, you will just kill them. Or who knows? Like overall, who knows. That's ass. Yeah, I don't like this chat. Just give me chat. Oh my gosh. But yeah, my homie Angel just mentioned like, yeah, if the person goes through puberty to have tattoos. I mean, who knows? I still have to do research why younger people can't have tattoos. If it's because of the current law, then that's stupid. I'm gonna make it like either 7 plus or 11 plus or 12 plus. Who knows? Like overall, who knows. Actually, no, 11 plus or 12 plus because the skin has velocity, like how strong it is overall. So.
Did you not find the demolition charge? My only guess is to go to their house. I have sent your coordinates.
Yeah, I'm quite curious. Didn't I got that situated? Who knows? Unless I gotta redo all that shit, so. Yeah, just know my submarine's like far away. Just give me chat.
These people may be stupid, but judging from the fact that the house is not yet smoldering crater and desert, I expect they are keeping demolition charge cool and dark. Start with the basement.
I'm pretty sure he can track because like he is involved with that shit. Like Pavo, my boy, he's my nigga. Pretty sure he's Russian though. Who knows? I mean, let them kill me. Yeah, I see. Look, I gotta redo this again. Ooh. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not able to heal myself, see? Hold on, let me deposit my money though. Oh my gosh. I just hate this. So they know he comes back alive. Well, that's what the online character is. They come back alive, but the story mode you have to like redo. Where it's like they've died, or just went back in time. But in an online game, they come back alive, so they like keep on reloading. They pretty much like keep on reloading. I just hit him in the back constantly. Fuck his spine up.
I'll kill ya! Back it up! Look out! You motherfucker! You piece of shit!
Whoa.
Fucker!
Where is the basement?
You piece of shit! Fucker! Fuck you! You piece of shit!
Yeah, it seems like when I overall threw the grenade, it just burnt the whole house. Gosh.
Don't mess with me! Oh shit, we let him get away. That is plump. Ah!
Where is the basement, chat?
You piece of shit!
Okay.
You piece of shit! Damn weak shithead! Ah!
That's where they were over at. Okay, gotta locate the basement.
Not to hurry you, Capitan, but hurry up. We do not have long.
Oh shit, chat. Yeah, I'm possibly gonna put The Last of Us Part 2 afterwards. Yeah, where exactly is the basement, chat? See me, chat. Bruh.
Locked, I assume. Someone will have key. You just need to find them and be persuasive. No need to stay longer than necessary. As soon as you have the key, you can get down into the basement. Let's get this stuff and go. You know how expensive this stuff is? So expensive, the man with 11 fingers will not let it go without a fight. Be ready.
You must be lost.
Oh.
I'm not able to make a chat, then I'll possibly just redo it again. Or possibly do another heist pack. Who knows? Yeah, I'm possibly gonna play Last of Us Part 2 afterwards, who knows?
Well, that was not good. Come, we regroup.
Yeah, I'm gonna head towards here, and then I'm gonna see what heist prep I could possibly do. Oh man, chat. Yeah, I don't necessarily like this. Or I can redo it and then like head towards the basement because I know exactly where it was at. Just quite a bit of a different setup. That's the whole point why like overall chat, you know, like overall. It'll overall take quite a while for me to process overall, so yeah, anyway, chat, just, like overall, so yeah, that's possibly the whole point why, like, why it would,
Outsource your problems. Call Merriweather today.
why exactly would they call for no reason? Excuse me. I feel like NPCs in GT5 are just stupid. GT6 hoping not. But yeah, and then after that heist prep, I'm possibly gonna end it. Possibly do the heist tomorrow's my homie, Andrew. But we'll see. Actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna end right here, chat. But I'm definitely gonna consider playing, I actually want to consider playing Detroit Become Human. I almost said Detroit Become Human 2. Just Detroit Become Human because really, there's not much games for me to play. Let me check. I could possibly play. Hmm. Yeah, I'm possibly gonna play Detroit Become Human. Well, actually, yeah, possibly The Last of Us Part 2. Yeah, possibly The Last of Us Part 2. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna end right here. If you want to see more of me playing GT5 online, like what I'm doing plenty of heist preps or a heist, well, typically heist preps, like heist preps solo or me playing with my homie Angel or RJ just overall, like overall, so yeah, then yeah, be sure to leave a comment down below. As always, I'm gonna end it right here. Take it easy, chat.